Fall is an amazing time of the year. Autumn is a time for change. As ourselves, the leaves are their brightest and most colorful just before they die. Fall is nature's way of reminding us of change. Two aspects of change came to mind today as I walked this beautiful place. I thought about younger people, and what I may tell them, whether they listen or not. And these are some of my thoughts. For one thing, I would remind students that a school's job is to train students to be workers. In industrial societies, 95% or thereabouts of all people are workers whose purpose is to work in support of the 5% who are owners. You, as a student, however, have the responsibility to educate yourself in the humanities. It is the individual's responsibility to develop character, ethics, and true purpose of life. Fortunately, we live in the age of the internet, meaning unlimited access to education. Schools can teach you to get a job. You must train yourself to be worthy of getting a job. If I were to tell students something, I will say this: please yourself and forget about being one with your unemployed buddy. There's a reason why he is unemployed. Excuses may sound great and may be comforting to you, but they have no real value. You have been told that when you apply for a job, you dress properly, you learn everything you can about the company, you speak clearly as you master the language, you apply low, and you aim high. As you apply for a job, you should come with ideas that'll improve the company. Well, you know all of this, right? Fall also reminds us of what's to come, what's the inevitable. Fall reminds us of old age and dying. As younger people, we look to those who are older for lessons on aging. It's inevitable. We truly admire graceful old folks with cheerful attitudes, those who are facing their certain demise with grace, generosity, and maturity. We tend to despise old folks who insist on being bitter, grumpy, liars, disingenuous, hateful, and stingy. We despise them as much as we lack respect for those who take advantage of old folks by capitalizing on their meanness. Those who promote bad attitude and discontent for personal gain. Pretending to be a friend is not the same thing as being a friend. Greed is never a good substitute for sincerity. But as civilized human beings, we prefer silence to confrontation. We prefer to be quiet rather than to fight. In subtle ways, we share our experiences and knowledge with young people, knowing for a fact that they will not listen. After all, we were much older when we gained the intelligence to appreciate the wisdom of kind and generous old folks. As for old folks who enjoy being bitter, all we can do is to learn the lessons of not being as they are. We learn what and who we do not wish to be as we grow older. Isn't that true? So, in conclusion, these have been my thoughts, and of course I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. You're going to have to think for yourself, and if you find this video of some value, you may want to share it with someone who may gain some insight as to who they are. Fall is such a great time of the year.